right, welcome back. In Southern California, 40,000 people are under evacuation orders over concerns this tank containing a highly toxic and flammable chemical might explode. Orange County authorities have been working to cool the tank after it started overheating Thursday, but officials are now saying the tank is not cooling and has risen to 90 degrees. The aerospace manufacturing facility where the storage vessel is located is about 5 miles from Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. Both parks are outside the evacuation zone and for now remain open. CNN national correspondent Rafael Romo is following these developments for us. Rafael, I mean, what can you tell us about this dangerous chemical and what is being done to try to cool the compromised tank?
Yeah, dangerous indeed, Frederica. Authorities responded Thursday to the plant after there was a vapor release from a tank containing a toxic chemical. According to the Orange County Fire Authority, one of the 3 tanks at the site that belongs to GKN Aerospace had increased in temperature and activated a relief valve and overhead sprinklers, a system designed to cool the tanks. Evacuation orders were initially issued for the area around the plant on Thursday, but they were lifted that night after the vapor conditions improved. According to Orange County Fire Authority Interim Fire Chief TJ McGovern, as crews tried to remove and contain the chemical known as methyl methacrylate, or MMA, they realized that the tank had a damaged valve, so the chemical could not be removed, which prompted authorities to reinstate evacuation orders. Those orders, Fred, were issued to those in the 9 square mile area around the facility involved, affecting over 40,000 residents. Some of Southern California's main attractions, as you mentioned, including Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and Angel Stadium, are all located less than 10 miles from the plant, but are outside the evacuation zone. And both parks told CNN they remain open and operational, and there's a game scheduled at Angel Stadium tonight. A top Orange County fire official earlier said that firefighters had been able to lower the tank's temperature, but in an update said the temperature is now again increasing. Let's take a listen.
Yesterday afternoon, I did report that we had some positive intel and that the tanks were stable and we were keeping the temperature cool, and actually we thought we were reducing it a little bit. Unfortunately, I had to say thought. Those temperatures we were doing is via drone, doing readings on the external the vessel. Unfortunately, I do have to report that the temperature was 90 degrees. Yesterday morning, it was 77 degrees when we backed out. It's been averaging about a degree an hour increasing.
Looking now at live images from the site, an Orange County health official said MMA, the toxic chemical leaking at the plant, can cause major respiratory issues, including significant irritation to the lungs and nasal passages, as well as dizziness and nausea. This is how a local resident described what it smells like in the affected area to CNN affiliates KCBS and KCAL.
This reminds me of the burn pits in Iraq, you know, the smell. It's just ridiculous that we have to just sit here not knowing.
In a statement, GKN Aerospace, the company that owns the plant, apologized, quote, for the significant disruption to the many local residents and businesses who have had to be evacuated. We are fully focused on working with emergency services, specialized hazardous material teams, and the relevant authorities to ensure the safety of the local community, our employees, and everyone else involved, the company said. Chief Covey with the Orange County Fire Authority said that if efforts to cool the tank fail, 2 possible scenarios include the tank cracking and leaking 7,000 gallons of MMA into the surrounding parking lot, or worse, the container could explode. Authorities say these risks underscore the importance of people evacuating from the designated area. There are 6 shelters now open. Fred, now back to you.
All right, pretty frightening. Rafael Romo, thank you so much. Of course, we've got a lot of questions that come from all of this, and with us now on the phone, we're joined by Captain Steve Concialdi with the Orange County Fire Authority. Captain, glad you could be with us. I mean, this is pretty alarming and frightening. A very different picture unfolding today compared to yesterday, with the temperature increasing now with this tank. Readings, what, earlier in the week or even yesterday was in the 50s or so and now in the 90s. What are your options on trying to cool things so that there isn't a potential explosion or leak?
Well, yes, yesterday the temperature rose to about 77 degrees. Late last night, we had experts, hazmat experts and technical experts go into the area, and then they were able to get an internal reading. They were initially basically putting in some stabilizer and neutralizing it. So there's liquid, there's 3 tanks there. The first tank, which we call tank number 1, had about 7,000 gallons of this chemical, and that's what was off-gassing on Thursday afternoon, and that tank started bulging. So last night, we started working on tank 2 and tank 3. So tank 2, we were able to neutralize that, add a lot of chemical in there, so it basically it's gelling up this chemical. We were working on tank 3 when the reading came back from tank 1, it's raising to 90 degrees, and that's an unsafe temperature for all of the personnel that are working. So our plan is we're working nonstop. We have experts across the nation that are working together to come up with a solution for this. And that's why it's unfortunate these people are being evacuated. It's to protect them. It's an inconvenience. We realize that's Memorial Day weekend. There was weddings and graduations and parties that were planned and all around the area. But just we want to keep everybody safe because, you know, a couple things could happen. It could gel up, and that's what we're hoping it does. The tank could crack and start spilling out all that 7,000 gallons of the chemical, or there could be a catastrophic explosion, and the other 2 tanks would be affected as well.
Wow. Well, Captain, this seems really dangerous for, these first responders, including members of your team as well, to be so close to this in such a volatile situation. So while there have been evacuations thus far, do you see widening the evacuation order because it doesn't seem to be, cooling or gelling as fast as you'd like it to, but, the danger of a potential explosion is very much there? At what point will you determine to widen the evacuation area?
Yeah, we already widened it. It's affecting about 79,000 residents. So it's the parts of Garden Grove, Stanton, Westminster, Cypress, Buena Park, Anaheim, and the unincorporated areas of Orange County. So it's a portion. It's not the whole city. It's small areas of each of those cities where this is in the city of Garden Grove where the 3 tanks are, but we think it's a safe distance. We evacuated those roughly 79,000 people out of the area.
But could you determine to widen it even further? Could you determine to widen it even further? I mean, especially if the temperature continues to escalate?
Right. So right now our experts all got together and said this is a safe distance. So this area, the 1 mile plus in each direction of these tanks, it's safe for them. And so as long as they stay out, we're hoping it will gel up and get hardened in there. It's kind of like the ice cube scenario. It basically gets hard from the outside first, and inside there is still liquid in there until it completely ices over. And that's what we're hoping will happen. If it starts failing, we have some containment areas, secondary containment, diking and damming with sand that will be set up or have already been set up. If there's an explosion, that would be the most unfortunate problem, and that would affect the other 2 tanks possibly and the area. That's why we're keeping
And what
people
would be that?
back.
What would be that temperature where inevitably it would explode?
These chemicals that are in there, this MMA, they're highly volatile, highly toxic, and highly flammable. So as the temperature rises, it's normally a lot lower. Yesterday it was 77. It got up to 90% last night. But we're unsure at what point that it will actually get hot enough to where there would be a fire and there would be a possible explosion.
All right, Captain Steve Concialdi, thank you so much. I continue to be safe. And this is a very volatile situation, especially for those who are up close in order to try and tame this chemical situation, this threat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Frederica.